They should have never called yard out. I'm about to clear yard out. We can take it to the ball court. I'ma show you how to ball out. And you should be afraid when they open my cage and they say let that dog out. I understand he was brave, but today was the day that I'm ripping his heart out. And I ain't never took a liking to niggas writing words that sound like fighting, cause I'm the type to watch them all get hyping, cause I'm a Viking striking twice like lightning. So enticing, writes and hooks like Tyson. No biting, ride out with no license. No lights are so dark but so bright that this brightly cause cake but no icing. And I'll be the one nigga that they can't stand. Did 7 years on a handstand, cause I got caught with the blam blam. And I had a kick like Van Damme. I don't care about your man, fam. I body you when you're bad, fam. Laugh in your face like nah-nah, and pull off like nah-nah. Nigga ready for the breakdown, cause I'm ready for a breakdown. So you better have my kick now, or get shot in your face with a straight pound. 7 Mac 11 loaded weapon when I'm stepping. If a nigga disrespect, I hit him with the Smith & Wesson. When I hit him in the chest, he gon' die. And they looking at me like, why? You had to buy that nigga. You never bother nobody, my nigga. He wasn't trapping, he was just rapping, doing that shit for a hobby, my nigga. Homie was frontin' like it wasn't nothing to go spend 100 with Poppy, my nigga. Bitches, they love it cause my shit was flooded like it was hit by a tsunami, my nigga. Yeah. My pockets is fatter than yours. My bitches is better than yours. I keep all the bunnies around me. That's what all these carrots is for. So why would I kill you, my nigga?
Man, welcome to another edition of Ghana Local Sports, being brought to you by CL Management, JM Management, DV Tracksuits. Big shout out to the mighty LDBC, man. We gonna do something a little different today. We gonna bring in my man.
There we go.
Jusdue Boxing is gonna be with us. Let me turn the music off, man. That way people can hear us loud and clearly, man. Omega Red said he here for the intro, man. That's what he said he here for. Combat Tool Bag, salute to you. Shawa Allah, JC, Luis Rosario. Let me see. Yo, man, so what's been going on, Jusdue, man? It's been a while since we chopped it up together, man. Whether it be on my platform or yours, man. I mean, we have been on Instagram with other folks, but, you know, nothing like the house. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean. I've been over here getting lifted right before I got over here. So I'm ready to go.
So what you saying, man, that you hired in a Vietnam jet?
Light bill, all that. You see I'm in the tank top and shit. Damn, you know yes. I'm over here cook.
What I mean?
That's tank topped out. You know what I'm saying? We nice and relaxed, man.
Yeah, salute the G5 game. I see in the chat as well, man. You know,
family.
I want to talk a little bit about tomorrow's fights, man. But before I, go into that, man, I gotta address the Shakur Stevenson situation. I know we talked about it on IG and stuff like that, man, but I just feel as though a lot of things are getting misconstrued, misunderstood, and a lot of false narratives are being spoken about Shakur Stevenson's upcoming fight. So, how you doing, Ms. Due? I see you in the building. Salute to you, Queen. And of course, I did a live about this before, man. I was breaking down, man. I don't know if the people remember or not, but I was breaking down, man, that the situation with Shakur, he was calling everybody out, and it's a similar situation to what Devin was in when he was calling everybody out, trying to get, some smoke and stuff like that, man. So I look at it as a similar situation as well. But what they're not understanding is that, he's going the WBC route, and the WBC told him in order for him to get, in position to fight for a title, he's got to fight the highest ranked WBC contender. And so he went down that list one by one. And, people were either not available or were saying no, or it's too early for them to fight him. So he kept going down the list, and we came up with the name of Yoshino. What's going on, Major Keep Boxing? So they get man, hold on. Let me see if I can rent Shawa Allah up. Where's she at? Wait a minute. I don't even see her in the chat. What's up, man? This is not.
I see her right there.
It's not showing up on my. Oh, Lordy. Hold on.
I usually go click it from my phone, and
I just
got your phone in front of you.
Yeah, no, I don't. Let me do this. I gotta square her away, man, before I get into that. I don't want nobody to hit her or anything like that. So, let me go ahead and add her on up right now, man. And by the way, man, before I continue on to the Shakur, the reason that I wrench up people that I know and I know you're gonna see a sea of blue in my chat, a sea of blue, is because there's so many people using people's names, and they go trolling and shit on other places and shit like that. If I already know that it is genuinely you, I'm gonna go ahead and wrench it over here. That way I know when they're talking in here, I know it's actually you and not somebody that's, copying somebody's what's going on, Quee? Say not, you know what I'm saying? It ain't a troll, man.
Yeah.
But Yoshino was the very first name under that contender list that actually said yes to Shakur Stevenson, man. So I hear a lot of people bashing Shakur over the opponent, but they're not understanding why we got to that opponent. He was trying to get Pitbull Cruz. He was trying to get Zepeda. He was trying to get all these names that was before Yoshino. He was trying to get them. The next person after Yoshino would have been Jermaine Ortiz, just so y'all know.
What's good, sis?
So I believe that that's would have been the fight that people would have known a name, Jermaine Ortiz, since he had just fought Lomachenko and stuff like that. But Yoshino was actually one position ahead of Jermaine Ortiz, which is why that's where we stopped at, because he said yes. Hey, Yoshino said no, it would have went down to Jermaine Ortiz, man. The reason I'm trying to break that down is so y'all can understand why that matchup is the way it is. And, look, when you're trying to go for a title, man, you got to go the right route, man. You got to go the way they want you to go. Otherwise, you're just going to be fighting and not getting in position to get these belts. Now, he does have fault in this because he didn't make weight at 130.
Right.
So I give him that fault right there. Because had he not, missed weight and retained his titles, he could have became the mandatory right away moving up. But that's on him. And we've already exhausted that topic to death. But Jusdue, I just wanted to know if I explained it well, and if not, also if you had anything to add on to it, because I think a lot of people are saying crazy shit about this situation.
Nah, I mean, you're right. I hear the same thing you're saying, and I think you explained it right. You put everything in perspective. It's definitely in terms of the opponent that he pretty much stuck the fight. He the only one that stepped to the plate. I mean, what else could you do? He literally ran it down the line. You seen fighter after fighter turn it down. Already was looking like we ain't know who he was gonna fight. Then it looked like it was Jermaine Ortiz. Come to find out, it ain't him either. And you got this Shuichiro Yoshino guy. So look, I'm cool with it. He's 16-0, 12 KOs. He fresh off a knockout over Nakatani. You know what I mean? I think he's a solid opponent. So welcome to 135. Unfortunately, it ain't Pitbull Cruz or Zepeda, which we would have liked more, but we see what happened. Those guys ain't they ain't answer the bell. So on to the next. What he supposed to do? Now he fighting another credible opponent. Dude is undefeated. He been winning. You can't complain about it. It's the only guy that stepped up. It's the only thing he could do.
Yeah, I just don't understand a lot of folks, man. What's going on? 512 Luis Rosario. I don't know if I shouted y'all out. I know I shouted out Quee as well. Yeah. I mean, what you think is going to be next after that fight for Shakur, though? Because I know a lot of people are asking themselves they would like to see him fight Devin and what's going on, Kenneth Johnson. I'm under the impression, man, that I would like to see the fight, but I think fairly so, too, that Devin is probably going to move to 140 after his next fight. And I say fairly so because he's a growing man. And I'm not going to expect him to keep making 135. I'm not going to be unrealistic like a lot of fanatics out here and be like, oh, he's ducking this, he's ducking that. Devin would not be a duck, in my opinion, if he moves up to 140 after his next fight, because he's just, man, look at him. He looks dry the way he is, man. I mean, I can't expect him to keep making that. Now, if he does do that, fine, man. But what do you think happens next, man, after the Yoshino fight for Shakur Stevenson?
I could tell you what I know right off the bat is not going to happen is that Devin fight. So if anybody is looking for that to happen at 35, got news for you. It's not going to happen for the very same reason you just said. You already know see how he looked in the second weigh-in for Cambosis. Face all sunken in. That can't be healthy moving forward. So each time that he got to make that weight, he potentially putting his health and his career on the line. You know what I mean? Trying to shrink down to that weight now. He been saying it over and over that he got plans on moving up. And I think the only fight that he should even try to make at 35 is the Lomachenko fight. And once he do that, he handle business. He moved right on up to 140. He's not ducking nobody. We're going to shoot that false narrative down before they even try to get it off the ground, because it ain't no ducking. He told you what it was. It's hard for him to make the weight. He's willing to make the weight one more time to fight a Lomachenko, a guy that he said if he feel like if he beat him, he'd get the respect he deserved from the boxing world. That's why I'm cool with him kind of trying to make the weight that one more time for this fight with Loma. I'm cool with it. And after that, I expect him to move up because, like you say, he is growing. What else is he supposed to do? Keep trying to, shrink yourself down to the weight to make who happy? Your detractors? Because it ain't your real supporters that want to see you do that. So think about it. Who you trying to please if you do that? You trying to please the people that don't rock with you anyway. The people that truly support you are in support of Devin Haney and his career. Understand that the next move up after one more fight at 35 is up to 40. It just is. It's the only thing that makes sense from a health standpoint. And he's already said that. He's been on record time and time again saying how hard it is. You know what I'm saying? You see what they're doing with him already. They're trying to bleed him out, make him, stretch it out. And I believe they're trying to get an unfair advantage or possibly get Devin Haney coming in there, weight drain possibly by not fighting as soon as possible. They kind of milking it. So it might backfire on them in the long run, but I expect him to just make this one last fight and say goodbye to 135. You had all the belts. You did everything you would need to do at that weight class. If you really want to be honest, in terms of accomplishments, it's some couple people that you didn't fight, but that's just how the cookie crumble. Unfortunately, you growing out of that weight, and I'm 100% in support of him going up after this last fight with Loma.
Yeah, man, I agree with all that too, man. Luis Rosario seems to think that after Yoshino, Shakur might end up fighting Edwin de los Santos. It's very possible, man. But if Devin does move up, I think he'll be fighting for a vacant title. Whether it be with Edwin de los Santos or maybe even Jermaine Ortiz creeps up back into that talk. Tank Davis could also be a possibility. He's at 135. Those are all great fights, man, in my opinion, man. Listen, man, Tank versus Shakur to me is like the mega fight. I know a lot of people say Tank and Devin. I just don't agree with that. I think it's Tank and Shakur, man. I think that's the mega fight, man, at 135, man, to be honest with you, man. Shawwa Allah, how long y'all think Shakur can realistically stay at 135? I think he's got a good 3 or 4 fights in him. I don't know if Jusdue looks at it different, but I think 3 or 4 fights. What about you, man?
I'm right there with you. I think 4 is a perfect number, but even 3 is an ideal number, because I think in those 3 fights, he could really get some things done, especially if they move it right. It just depend on who going to get in there with him, because we already seen what the problem is. And like I said, Dev going up, that's not going to happen. So people could get that 35 fight out their head for Shakur. So maybe it would be an Edwin de los Santos. He sounded like he was willing to fight him. You know what I mean? But that's what makes it so tricky in terms of what's going to be next for him, because you just don't know who really wants to get in there with him. And that's the unfortunate thing. Like, is it going to be a Tank Davis? Because Tank is still going to be there, but we just don't know. It's like you got to wait and see with this guy, because, look what we thought was going to happen. We thought he was going to fight quite a few people, and then look who he actually ended up fighting. So, the only thing you could really do is kind of speculate, you know what I'm saying? Because we really just don't know who's going to be willing to get in there. And that's the unfortunate part about it.
The way I'm looking at 135, man, and I say 3 or 4 more fights, man, I would like for a Pitbull Cruz to be one of those fights. I would like Tank Davis to be one of those fights. If maybe even a Lomachenko, depending on how he looks against Devin. But if he can get those 3 out of 4, man, I think you know what I'm saying. I think he would have done a lot of good shit, man. At 135, man. Now, if he doesn't fight any of those, oh man, it's gotta happen. It's gotta happen. One of those gotta get in there with him.
Somebody gotta get in there because
Like,
you know he willing to do it. So the end of the day, I ain't trying to hear nothing. That guy has been nothing but the smoke since he been in this sport, and that's exactly what he been since. He ain't even got to fight at 35. And look at the names he had to run through. That's for good reason. I'm trying to tell you, he gonna make it count. So whoever is willing to get in there, man, I'm gonna appreciate him for it and respect him, man, because it's already been tough, and that's just unfortunate, man. But we're gonna see. Everybody ain't gonna be scared. You're gonna have somebody gonna want to get in there. And
hey,
look, who knows? Maybe Tank.
Shaw Law said Frank Martin. That's another good name.
Oh yes.
I'll take that.
No,
I'll take that too. Front line, what's going on, man? Yo, man, I'm not one of these dudes that are a fan of a boxer and don't want him to fight nobody. I want him to fight everybody.
Me too. I ain't lying to you.
Everybody.
I want to see y'all.
Lomachenko, Pitbull, Tank. Let's get it. Let's get it, man. How you gonna know, the complete potential of a fighter if they don't get in there with nobody, man? Exactly. What's going on, Apple and LD? So, and that doesn't mean that, win, lose, or draw, man. It's whatever, man. It's whatever, bro. As long as you get in there and mix it up, that's where a lot of these people that are in the Hall of Fame, the greats and shit, they mixed it up with everybody.
Yeah.
Won some, lost some, won some, lost some, rematch, trilogies, and bro, that's a legacy. That's why I don't understand this new generation protecting the old, man, when there's the old's not the end of the world, man.
Yeah. I think with this social media age, man, it's kind of I think it got a real big impact and influence on how these young fighters move. And unfortunately, there are a lot of these fighters seeming as if they're trying to protect this. Because of the climate nowadays, it's like one loss shouldn't be the end of the world. But I think a lot of these fighters almost feel like they do lose, that's the end of the bag for them. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, in this climate, it's more so about the money. You get what I'm saying? These dudes want to protect they owe. The promoters want to protect their investment. And I think as a result, it's limiting us on the fights that we really could be getting because of that reason. So they come in every now and then. We're not getting as many of them, other fights as we should be getting, but we're getting some of them. And I think that's a big reason these fighters really trying to protect their O's. And you can really see which ones are trying to do it and who really want to fight. And I think 2023, this year, is going to reveal a lot more of who really ducking and who really want these fights. And I think that's just where we at with it, man.
You know what's bad, man? It's not bad if you lose to somebody that's like everybody talks about, just like they talk about you. It's right. When you keep taking these roll of the dice, these Sandor Martins like Mikey Garcia did. You know what I'm saying? That loss hurt him bad because didn't nobody know who Sandor Martin was. You know what I'm saying? When Colbert lost to Hector Garcia, that was a bad loss because didn't nobody know who Hector was.
Right.
You see what I'm getting at, man? Like that's where I think that these fighters are getting it wrong. They're going to these other places, getting these fighters that they know nothing about. They have no clue that they're on their level.
Exactly.
The world don't know either. So when you lose to somebody like that, that you just wait. You ruined your own bag. Like if you fought, champion on champion and shit. Like let's say, just for example, man, Tank and Shakur. You to lose that don't lose nothing.
Nah, there's no losers. There's no losers. Elite against elite, iron sharpening iron is no real loser at the end of the day for us. And you, not only are you going to win, you're going to get a bag, and you're going to have the respect of the people, man. You get what I'm saying? The real going to respect you getting in there first and foremost. And that's just something that got to happen. Man, these fighters got to start pushing for the right fights, man. Sitting behind your promoters and trying to protect O's is not going to get you where you're trying to be, man. And I don't know, man. There's a lot of people trying the Mayweather approach, but remember, man, that he put in work before he was able to hand pick, and you know what I'm saying? These dudes nowadays, they want to skip the steps, man, and that shit is ruining the sport too. They're not willing to test themselves early enough. You know what I'm saying? They just trying to you can't get the bag without fighting the fights, pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
What's
You
going
just can't.
on, E. Ortiz? My older brother, E. Ortiz. I see a
Yeah,
con in
please,
the
salute.
building, man. Shoot. Hey, man, I can't wait till my brother come down here, man. He's saying somewhere around April or March, man. I ain't seen my older brother in a while, man. So shoot, when he come down here, man, we're gonna have fun, man. We're gonna spend a lot of money on ammunition. Just know we going to the range.
Mm-hmm.
We shooting up the range. You feel me, man? We we shooting everything I got. You know what I'm saying? We
Mm-hmm.
just gonna get in there and just get it going, bro. We gonna just unload, man, magazine after magazine after magazine, man. Yeah, of course we got
Mm-hmm.
other things too, but
Yeah.
hey, it is what it is, man. You know what I mean, man. But yeah, man, that's all I'm saying, man. That you take risks with these fighters, man, instead of rolling the dice with somebody that's known already, man. Like a
Yeah.
legacy fight, man. Legacy fight versus a nope. Man, who the hell knew who Sandor Martin was when he fought Mikey Garcia?
Nobody. Nobody. And what is up with this trend, Connor? I don't know if you catching it. What's up with these young fighters? And just like you was bringing up, they fighting guys that's from these other places and not realizing that these dudes are on their level. But what's up with these fighters talking about they don't watch tape? I'm starting to hear this a little bit too much for my liking. Like I don't see how that could be smart. You really going into the fight essentially blind. And I'm cool with to a certain degree what you just saying you gonna adapt to whatever they got going on, but that's not always the case. And just to make an example of that, Boots Ennis just more recently with this fight, he said that he ain't watched no tape. And see, as a result, you wasn't ready for everything because you wasn't ready for him to keep moving and moving and moving and moving. Now, maybe had you watched just a bit of tape, you would have known, or you would have maybe anticipated this or maybe prepared for it. I don't know what kind of fighter he is, but maybe you could have learned something from watching some tape instead of just going in there blind, expecting that you just going to adjust to whatever he got going on. And like I said, that's not always the case. It's been like that for him throughout his career, but just in that one fight, it wasn't. So he had a little issue with that. The amount of moving that his opponent was doing. What was his name? Corinne. He was doing a lot of movement. I don't think he was prepared for that. But one of the reasons is him talking about he don't watch tape. I just don't see why a lot of these young fighters saying that. Is that something you used to? Like, is that normal?
Man, it's that, you know what I think, man. I hate to call it like this, man, but a lot of these people be capping, bro. They ain't no way in hell they ain't watch no tape, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't no way in hell you ain't watch no tape, man. And if you didn't, your coaches did.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay if the fighter didn't, if the coach did.
Mm-hmm.
Because the coach be like, okay, this is what this guy does. This what we need to work on. This is his weaknesses. These are his strengths. We got to try to take this away. We got to take that away, man. We need to either, if you're a switch hitter, you need to fight him southpaw or orthodox. There's a lot of things that go into that breakdown. The fighters don't necessarily have to see the film as long as the coach does. Pittsburgh dog in the building, man.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
But I mean,
that makes sense. I just think some of these dudes really be like serious, not watching no tape, no film, or no sorts. And like I said, man, Floyd used to say that, right? And we used to always joke, like me and the fam saying, man, he lying. If you believe that man ain't watching no tape, you's a damn fool. He'll tell you that, but man, I just never believed it. And I'm like, I think some fighters hear that and they try to take that approach. And that, man, he was lying when he said that. Better believe that man was watching film and tape on his opponents.
I see you in the building, Mike Biggs, man.
Mike Biggs, salute. Optimal LD.
Yeah, can a little bit of the missing tape study the trainer's fault? Absolutely, completely the trainer's fault, bro. How you gonna train somebody you don't know what you bring them in there with?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Like, where do we do this at, man? Like, where? You know what I'm saying? You have to have a phenomenally gifted fighter, like somebody like a Mayweather who can make adjustments. You know what I'm saying? Those type of fighters are not your everyday type of fighters, though. But even with Floyd, I think his trainers watch film. You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I don't
facts.
think he did, but I know his trainers did. They had to have, bro.
Not going into that fight blind. You ain't going into them fights blind.
You see them. You see them little episodes they do, like with this tank fight. Did you see Coach Ford sitting on the couch watching film?
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah,
they
I know what
watch
you're
film,
talking
man.
about.
They have,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, it doesn't have to be the boxer, man. They really don't have to be.
Mm-hmm.
Coaches and trainers, everybody on that team should be well aware of what they're getting into.
That makes sense. That's
So,
mm-hmm.
listen, man, this show is always brought to you by DV Tracksuits. The reason I'm mentioning that, man, is go to dvtracksuit.com, man. Anybody that wants some dope ass tracksuits, go to dvtracksuits.com. Let them know Kano Loco sent you, man, so they can square you away, man. Do your boy a favor, man. That's my family right there, man. I've been with him since day one, man, and I'm the one who actually talked him into going into business all over with all the other boxers and athletes and shit. Man. So, check him out, man. Good brother, man. And I clicked this on here, man, because I didn't want to forget, and I didn't want you didn't know about Anthony Jones. I'm glad you brought that up, man. That Bowser versus Hitchinson fight is gonna be a banger, man. Just do boxing, man. Let me get your thoughts on this matchup, bro.
And yeah, hey man, am I correct? Ain't this the guy that he beat the undefeated young prospect, didn't he? Dropped him a bunch of times. Michael Williams Jr. Yeah,
I enjoyed that a lot, by the
we
way.
got some fight in him, man. He definitely brought it that night. But you got Richardson Hitchens on the other side of him, man. I don't know. A lot of people be giving him some flack. They ain't too high on him, but for me, I like him. I think he a hell of a boxer, man. He's smart. I think he make his subtle improvements from fight to fight, man. I think he gonna get better. I don't think you've seen the best of him yet. He a pretty well-rounded fighter, man. I expect him to be able to pull it off, but it should be real interesting because this Bowser kid can fight, and he got some decent pop as well. So that's the only knock I think on Richardson Hitchens. He ain't really he ain't got no crazy punching power or nothing like that, but I think he should be able to give Bowser respect. But if he can't, it's gonna be tough. But I think he got the skill to pull it off. It should be very interesting though. Because again, he gonna fight somebody that's fighting back. So that's what's gonna make this a fun fight.
But we're missing the biggest part of this, bro. They're both young, undefeated.
Young undefeated. Yeah.
Facing each other right now, bro.
Yeah. These are the challenges you ask people to take, and they doing it.
Yeah, man. Look, we had
no loser in this fight. I know it's going.
Frank Martin. Now we got this. We also got Joseph Adorno against Elvis Rodriguez.
Man, that's another one.
You see what I'm saying, man? Like,
damn, that's another one.
Bro, hey.
Damn, that's another one. Is that tomorrow too?
Nah, that was that's down the road, man. Tomorrow's is the one we're talking about.
No, that's the top break. That's the FA job, but
man, we got mixed feelings on here, man. Some got Bowser, some got Hitchens, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you like this, bro, man. I love the fight, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. This is the thing right here, man. And this is very important that y'all hear this, okay? Because I don't know if it's gonna turn out this way or not. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The keys to victory for Hitchens is to be able to box on his front foot. He does that the whole fight, he can win this fight. Now, John Bowser, in order for him to be successful in this fight and pull it off, he has to make Richardson Hitchens fight off his back foot. He does not like fighting off his back foot. And if John Bowser could do that, he could come out victorious. Who is going to be the one that imposes their game plan in there? That's the fun part that I'm waiting to see. Who's going to do what in that fight? Or is it going to be a mixed batch of that? Are we going to have one round this way, one round that way? Are we going to have one of those close fights, because they keep imposing the will on each other on different rounds, man? I think this is a fight that should not be overlooked. I think this one's going to be very, very entertaining, bro.
Yeah, I think so too. It's going to be interesting to see who and if anybody could create separation, like you said. or is it going to be nip and tuck, back and forth, ebbs and flows? I mean, that makes for a good fight, but it's going to be important, especially for Richards and Hitchens, because I know he looking to like really make a statement. So he going to really, I ain't expecting a knockout because that's just not who he is, unfortunately. But if you want to make a statement, he going to have to win impressively and convincingly. He going to have to, it's not like the fight can't be competitive, but you're going to have to put them rounds in the bank and really, create some separation in that fight that make people really look at you. Other than that, I think even if he win, if it's not a convincing win, you get what I'm saying? Close to that, I think he's gonna get more criticism that he been getting. People saying he just can't put it all together and shit like that. But I think in this case, man, we got a good fight because you got two guys that can fight and coming to fight. And I, for one, definitely want to see this Bowser kid because I seen the way he dispatched Michael Williams. I'm like, man, he was putting hands on him and he ain't let up. So I'm like, I want to see this dude again. And here we go. They putting him in there with another undefeated guy, another prospect, even better, higher level than what he just got in there with. You know what I mean? And this is the type of test you ask for these prospects to take.
Man, let me stop right here. Brandon Walker, man, you cool. You can have your opinion and stuff like that, but Michael Williams Jr. is not a crip. Okay, that's an outstanding young man. He's actually going to the police academy. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though I enjoyed that victory due to other factors that were going into that fight, Michael Williams Jr. is a good kid, man. He's not no crip, right, or no gangster, nothing like that, man. So I don't want that false narrative to be painted on a young man that's living his life correctly. He lost a fight. That's it. A boxing match.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he lost, man. You know, he's not a crip, man, and neither is Hitchens, by the way. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. We don't need to do that, man. And just to answer Rojai, no, Hitchens don't have to make Bowser fight on his back foot. He just got to keep the fight in the middle and box him and just not go on his back foot, man. You're okay, man. I just wanted to clear that up, man, because, you know, I know his dad and stuff like that. And, you know, I know the kids going to the police academy and all that. He never lives in the, you know, he was never a street guy. He was always a homebody. So.
But then I kicked my boy off his own stream.
Jusdue boxing joint.
Damn, what happened here? It kicked us out, didn't it?
Yeah, for a quick second.
Yeah. But I think it's gonna be an entertaining fight, man.
True. Me too. And again, I'm a real advocate for the sport as a whole. So I like this build the fighters up, and either way, win, lose, or draw, I'll still support and watch either of the fighters, man, because they're getting in there and taking a real challenge earlier than what most take it. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to pad their records and, you know what I'm saying, protect their O's. They're really taking the challenge, and I gotta respect, tip my hat to both of them. May the best man win. I mean, Richardson, Hitchens, man, but I am expecting to see him try to really stand out in this fight, and as so John Bowser as well. I know they both gonna come to fight, so boxing wins when we get 50-50 type fights, you get what I'm saying, or competitive fights on paper. So that's where I think we get.
Yes indeed, man. Bro, now let's turn it over to tomorrow night, man. God damn, bro. Big Shot Shaw against F.A. Ajagba, bro. I'm so ready for this fight. I wish it was tomorrow night already, bro. I gotta get your thoughts on this, though, man.
Yeah. So the thoughts on the card, man.
What you think, man? What you think?
Man. Look, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm looking forward to this heavyweight fight. I am. I'm looking forward to this heavyweight fight. I really want to see what Big Shot Shaw approach gonna be with F.A. I'm definitely thinking he gonna pull this off, but I want to see if he could stop this dude. Some people picking him to stop him, and I really want to see if he could pull it off. I just think he don't make a ton of mistakes, and he don't make huge mistakes. That's something I notice about Big Shot. And he's very patient, technically and fundamentally sound. And when he create them openings, he really go for it. And I think he got real good punching power. I ain't gonna say, of course, and nobody's a Wilder, but you ain't gotta be. That dude could fight and he can hit, he can punch too. So I expect it. I just think he's gonna be a step or two ahead of FA the whole night. I expect him to. And who
Man.
else? You got Brian Norman making
Yeah.
the top ranked debut. I want to see that. I think he coming to smoke the dude. He gonna be in there with. I'm gonna see. I want to see how he gonna approach this. You know what I'm saying? I hope he don't be too eager. I hope he go in there and kind of take his time. You know what I'm saying? Don't rush it, because I know he gonna want to impress. So just want to see him take his time. Who else you got? Haven Brady, right?
But we got my homie making his ring return, Abraham Super.
Abraham, yes, Abraham Nova.
Oh, we got man, you know what I'm saying? That's my homie, man. You know, win, lose, or draw, like I said, bro. That's family, man. So you know, I'm always tuned in to watch him fight, man. I always wish him the best, man. I think the mascot has my my championship belt. So
William Old School salute.
I think the mascot gonna walk out with Conor Locals championship belt, which I think is gonna be super dope and shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Dope.
So and you know, Roja said Nova getting stopped tomorrow. Come on, man. Don't do my boy like that, man. Don't do my boy like that, man. Don't do my boy.
I'll tell you this. I know he coming back with a vengeance, and I got 100% faith that he coming to win this fight. I definitely, without a doubt, I think he might get a stoppage. He might be the one getting a stoppage. I'm telling you, I don't see him losing, and I'm not just saying that dude can fight. I'm not fooled by the Robisi Ramirez fight. That is what it is. I know the difference between getting your ass beat and getting caught by a punch, and it's not to make an excuse for him. The fight didn't play out long enough for him to really, you know what I mean? He didn't get his ass beat. He got caught with a shot. That is what it is. I think he will come back strong from that. He will learn from it. And then did he go up a weight class?
Yeah, he went up.
Where he belonged, probably where he belonged. I expect to see him strong, probably stronger than he even was.
He didn't make no excuses, man. Right after the fight, man, I talked to him. He said, hey, bro, he caught me shit I ain't see, bro. That's just the game.
All it was.
You know, that's exactly how he told me when I talked to him on the phone that same night. He said, bro, he just caught me with some shit I ain't see.
That's gonna make him better because he understand why he lost and he ain't making an excuse. So that only gonna make you better, and I think he's gonna get in there and prove it, man. That dude really could fight. I've been watching him for a few years too. Before I even had a channel, I've been watching the Abraham Nova guy because he had that mascot for quite some time. So he was always noticeable like that, or with the hair, colored hair and stuff like that. So
what's going on, Ricky William Old School, man? Did I miss anybody? I see
William Old School, Ricky Williams, salute. Rozier.
I mean, that's what he told me, man. I got caught with a shot I ain't see. Just that's the way the shit
what
goes.
It was. And if you was watching it, you would have seen that's what it was. That's all it was.
That made me feel good when I spoke to him, because you know it's easy for him to run off excuses on the phone with me when it's not live or nothing.
Yeah.
Didn't do it.
Excuses.
Didn't do it. It's like he got me. He was the better man. That's what it is. Period in the story. I'm gonna go back to the drawing board and start.
Make you better. Just make you better because you accepting it and you understand what it was. You ain't making no excuse for it. You're gonna go there, make the necessary corrections. And I think one of the corrections was simply going up to the next weight class. To be honest with you, dude got a nice solid frame. So I wouldn't be surprised if he look a bit stronger at this weight class. I just wouldn't be surprised.
Well, what I like about him is he never threw away his money. All the money he's made in boxing, he's invested. This man is already made. He's already made. If he doesn't box no more, he's gonna live good for the rest of his life because he invested his money, bought a lot of property and shit. He didn't throw away his money like, you know, buying unnecessary shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So salute to Abraham Supernova, man. And yeah, you're right, JC. FS coach better watch some film because shit. You know, I was listening to FA talk on Instagram today, man, and you know he's talking like, yeah, Stephen Shaw, he's okay, he's okay. There's nothing special. I'm almost thinking he don't really understand who he's fighting. I'm almost really thinking he's overlooking this guy and not realizing how great of a ring IQ he's got and how technical he is, man. That's a very bad sign for FX Jabba, man, because I'm telling you something right now. And it's not because I know him. It's just the way the film is well, not just film. I've went to watch him live before too, so I've actually been ringside to watch him fight as well. And I'm trying to tell you, man, when this guy go in there, he's very patient.
That's why you see what I said.
Doing no stupid shit in there. He's going to do whatever he has to do to win the fight. And he has been trying to get a shot for a very long time. I do not think he's going to blow this opportunity tomorrow night at all. I think he's going in there with his A+++++ game.
Yeah.
You know?
Pretty sure FA probably thought Frank Sanchez wasn't nothing special too, huh? So he went up in there and put his foot up your ass. Put his foot up your ass. Now you in there with another guy, and me and you saying this very similar things. Smart dude, high ring IQ, no stupid shit. He don't make big mistakes. That's what I seen from the few fights of him that I seen. I ain't seen a ton of his fights. I seen about 3 of his fights, and it's a consistent type of performance each time out. And I noticed that he don't make real big mistakes. He ain't perfect, but his opponent, he gonna make more mistakes than him, and he gonna force it. And when he create his openings, he take advantage. So if a KO present itself, he gonna take it and he gonna go for it. If he get FA hurt, he really gonna think he gonna get him up out of there. I do.
Let me
think
tell you
he's better.
something.
Just a better fighter.
Let me tell you something else, and I've been there. You can ask Big Shot this as well, bro. I've been to his fights where the only people rooting for Big Shot was me and his family. Everybody else was rooting for the opponent. So this underdog role and, people rooting for FA tomorrow night or whatever, that shit ain't new to him, player. That shit ain't new to him. He's used to going places where nobody knows him. Crazy. I've seen it firsthand myself. So, man, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Got the right attitude, right energy. Seen T had him on his panel, man. I'm telling you, that's an easy dude to root for, man. Talk about like a humble beast. That's what I think he is, because he definitely confident, but it ain't too much. He focused, he locked in. First thing I noticed, man, that dude got to be in some of the best shape of his life. Easily. First thing I noticed, I looked up, seen him on the panel. I had said it, T read the comment. I said, man, dude look like he in the best shape of his life up there, man. And that's important. And I'm telling you, he coming to fight. I think he got a deeper bag than F.A. Jagba. And I already seen him get exploited once by Frank Sanchez, and you struggle with guys that can box. Simply put, better than you. And Big Shot is one of them dudes, but I think he might be a little heavier handed than Frank. What did you think? You get what I'm saying? I think it's safe to say that.
Shawa Allah says that F.A. took that fight rather quickly. See, that's the thing about it, man. Oscar Rivas was his original opponent. Yeah. When Oscar Rivas got injured,
Big Shot got that up. Big Shot getting his big shot.
I don't think that's what F.A. really wanted initially. I don't think he really knew who he was. Like, all right, we got a replacement. Cool. Yeah, it's going to be cool when you get your ass knocked out, because that's what I see happening. That's what I see in the future for F.A. Jagba. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me, man. It's crazy to me how, hey, you know what? And I'm glad it happened that way, man. I'm probably the happiest motherfucker in the world for Big Shot right now. Finally getting his opportunity, man, because I have been behind him from a long time. Jusdue, a long time.
First time I seen him, you put him on BFTV panel. Boom, caught him there.
Yes. I've had him on my show like a year before that. I've been talking Big Shot, man. It's sometimes my words go on deaf ears. You feel me?
They're gonna start paying attention. Trust me, they're gonna start paying attention.
I would like that. I'm gonna tell you what would be the ultimate fight at heavyweight will be him against Jared Anderson, baby. That would be the ultimate, man.
You know it. They high. I hear more people right now. They feel like he'd get Jared Anderson right now.
Yeah. What's going on?
I ain't mad at it. He just don't. Again, I can't stress that enough. Unless it all of a sudden change to tomorrow night, dude just don't make a lot of mistakes. And I think that is going to put him a step or two ahead of F.A. Jagba, and it's going to make that fight a little difficult for him. I ain't saying he can't be competitive. I expect him to fight and try to do his thing, but if you just he ain't nothing special. Okay. He's an ass whooping, ain't gonna be nothing special either. He gonna put hands on him.
I saw it a couple of hours ago. Mill City Boxing had him on his live.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mill City Boxing had him on his live, and I was like, damn, this dude really think that, he thinks shit is sweet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You been on the block with somebody thinking sweet, and then next thing you know,
I think he got like a run of the mill type of fighter or something like that. I think that's what he thinking.
I'm like, what the fuck? Nah, K-Rod, we ain't doing no calling, man, because you gonna mess with my smoke time, bro. You gonna miss. Matter of fact, man, I'm about to tell Jusdue, man, if he got any last words, and to let people know where they can find him, and what it is he doing on the channel, man, and go subscribe to him and all that other shit. I'm gonna let you do your own spill, bro.
You already know, man. Salute to the chat, everybody in the chat. Kano, appreciate you having me on. Y'all know y'all can find me right here on YouTube, man, and Instagram at Jusdue_boxing, man. I'm here every day, so y'all gonna see a lot of me if y'all do subscribe, if y'all not already subscribed. So salute to the chat family.
Yes, and, indeed, man.
Appreciate you, Kano.
Yes. YouTube had got my channel and shit. I got a backup channel, and then I got this channel. Probably got about 2 more weeks, man, to get my review done and get my channel back the way it was, man. It's not a big deal.
It's not. You'll get it right back. Because I'm gonna hit you behind the scenes anyway.
It's just I ain't worried about it. I like that, man.
Right back.
I seen other people more worried about it than me, and I'm like, man, shit is just not a big deal to me. You know what I'm saying, man? But I appreciate everybody that's tuned in, man. Y'all already know how we do, man. Hopefully y'all smash the like button. If you didn't, please smash the like button. It don't cost nothing to smash the like button, man. You know what I'm saying, man? And this is always brought to you by my management company, CL Management, JM Management, DV Tracksuits. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Kano Logo Sports. Man, we out of here.